Hey sales fans, Karen Demskaya here. In this video, I want to talk about something that a lot of you probably won't associate with sales, but it's absolutely fundamental to everything that we do at Elation, and that is about building a high-performing culture. Now, it doesn't matter how effective your sales activities are or how powerful your process and management are. If you haven't created an environment in which your team can thrive, you will not be getting optimum performance. Now, defining and embedding a high-performing culture is something that many businesses find challenging, even in a normal operating environment. In this period, in which we find ourselves all working in quite unusual circumstances, often at home, often distanced from our colleagues, in an entirely unusual working environment, creating that culture is an even harder thing to do. But it's absolutely fundamental to the performance of your organisation. Below this video, you'll see a link to a blog and some other resources that will really help you to define culture in your business. But here I want to go through the 4 fundamental building blocks that will create the total motivation model in your business. And I want you to start thinking about how these 4 areas can be maximised, enhanced and affected in your current business structure. So area number 1 is functional surroundings. The logistics and the space in which we work, the environment in which we carry out our job, contribute to how effectively we deliver on that role. Yeah, having a nice desk space to work in, having access to the right types of tools and equipment are absolutely fundamental to how effective and productive we are. Now, we can influence that highly when someone is working in our great quality rented office accommodation that's been specifically designed for ourselves. How do we do that when we know that someone's working from their back bedroom? What piece of work have you done to ensure that your team members have the right equipment and setup and facilities at home to replicate a highly effective working environment? The second thing we need to consider is consistency of expectations. This is about the behaviours and the attributes and the characteristics and the rituals that are best practice in your organisation. When we arrive to a place of work, we have a daily schedule that we have to adhere to. We have a dress code that we need to follow. There are certain principles of the way that things are done around here that allow your employees, your customers and your suppliers to understand what's expected of them when they work with your organisation. What can you do to ensure that even when someone is working in their own home environment, they are still adopting the expectations of your business in a consistent fashion? The third area that is of fundamental importance to building the culture and the belief system within which your team operate is about community and acceptance. It's about how we ensure that we have a cohesive team that work well together. It's about how we ensure that everyone has a sense of belonging within that team. It's about how we ensure that people feel like they have a role to play within that organisation and that they're contributing to it. Now, that community and acceptance is very easy to deliver well when you're all operating together in a united space where you have face-to-face contact. What steps is your business taking to ensure that community and acceptance remains a key defining factor of your business when we can't work face to face? And then the fourth area, which really is the optimum performance area to guarantee total motivation, is respect and engagement. And this is about how do we recognise contribution to the business, how do we praise success, how do we make sure that individuals within our team feel like they have a voice and that they are able to add value and have an opinion and contribute thought to the organisation. What mechanisms do you have in place in order to publicly celebrate individuals when they do sit at home in relative isolation? How are you ensuring that there's still lines of communication open that make your business somewhere where everyone feels engaged? Getting these 4 building blocks of total motivation in place is absolutely fundamental in your business, regardless of the working scenario. But the challenges around it become even more real when we don't get to engage face to face with our team members. So I want you to think about the elation model for total motivation and think very seriously about whether you have a high performing culture that will ensure that you keep growing. Thanks for listening.